If your family stinks, maybe they should shower more.
Maybe your trans family. He just always comes back with another story of an epic one that he rips.
I don't remember how to use Devour, that's how long it's been.
Devour. Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Destiny and Chill podcast, where we can make you laugh so hard until you pee, and hopefully fill your head with knowledge. I'm your host, Hadron.
jgrhode here, keeping it raw, dog, and real.
BrewCens not keeping it raw, dog, and real? That makes baby.
Are you going to do that every week?
Big Kino here.
Alright, so if you can't tell, we are playing Mayhem freaking Crucible, which is insane. Basically, people wanted it to be brought back, and it's here. I already got my super. I'm going to use it so little. But, yeah, it's a lot of fun. The score limit is up to 125. I think some people are still complaining about it, but hey, they complain about everything. I think it's great.
Yeah, it needs
anyway.
to be higher.
Yeah, so we've been gone for a little while now. Sorry for the couple-week break. We've got basically, you know, the Curse of Osiris to talk about. We got Masterworks to talk about, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And I'm gonna get wrecked.
Yeah,
so now that you know, actually let's do the reset first. So we've got Flashpoint Titan. We've got the Arms Dealer Nightfall, which actually has. Is it Torrent? Is that right? Yeah. The ability to charge faster, so you get more grenades and all that good stuff. Pretty easy Nightfall to do with, even if you do Rat King on the Prestige Nightfall. It's pretty impressive.
That'd be a good one.
The raid order is Gauntlet Pools Dogs and Challenges on Pools. So it's been 2 weeks since Curse of Osiris. How do we think it is? Let's, we're going to go in order of general topics, so let's talk about the story first. What do you guys think about the story? You guys are done, obviously.
I think the story was good.
It's your typical
too
Destiny
long.
story. It's, you know, could be a little more in-depth. Wasn't bad. I enjoyed it, but it definitely wasn't on the seat of your pants, hold on tight.
Kino, what'd you think, Kino?
It was alright. It was just a story.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I had fun going through it. I want to ask you guys a question. How many of you actually watched all the cutscenes?
I did.
I did the first time.
I watched them on
you
one playthrough.
Yeah, you could run through most of it too. I mean, that's what was kind of nice about it, is they made it so you could run through it.
Always a plus.
Yeah, I agree. I think I thought the story was fun while I was going through it, but there were some pretty important points that came up after that I think are sort of, you know, make a lot of sense. Basically, they didn't do a lot of character development with Osiris. I think it's clear that they sort of put their money on the Vanguard, right? Cade, Ikora.
Right.
But you know, why not talk more about Osiris, his origin story, and those things? So that kind of stuff was missing. You know, Osiris only showed up for about 5 minutes, which is sort of disappointing. But they did just release a comic that maybe is going to cover a little bit of that. But, you know, we'd like to see that in the game, in my opinion. Like, why not? I think I just got
I saw
It would
that.
have it would have been fun to play him.
Play him? Like, as him? Or play with him?
No, like kill him, like go against him.
Play with his balls.
Well, yeah, you always want to chortle his balls a little bit.
That's the real curse.
The Curse of Osiris, deep throat him. You gotta get him hard first of all. I mean, he's old as shit.
Yeah, good luck playing with that thing.
Oh, that poor guy, I just minded them. Okay. So, what about the strikes? So 2 of the strikes actually happen to be story missions, or very similar to the story missions. Did that impact how you view the strikes? Do you think that's fine?
I think it's completely fine. I mean, I love just sitting back, relaxing, and grinding strikes. You know, once everything's done for the week and you know, raid layer's done, the raid's done, everything's done. Just hop online, take it easy, relax, grind some strikes, and not worry about anything.
Well, I think they were looking for a way to get you to play it more too. Get you to play strikes more, get you to play public events more, because there was really no need to.
Yeah, and I think I'm probably a decent judge here because I don't really like playing strikes outside of when I have to. And well, let me tell you first that Masterworks did give me some reason to grind, and the verses too. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I think the strikes were still fun, even though they are story missions. I still thought that they were fun. I don't really think it impacted my experience much, so I'm not going to complain. And
I
you know
have no
what?
problem with them making story missions in the strikes.
Yeah.
The bosses weren't bullet sponges at the end. You know, they were kind of tiered into progressive DPS phases. The one was for sure. Yeah, I thought it was well done. It kept me interested, and you know, I'm never gonna complain when there's more strikes.
Yeah. And let's touch on this now. I think the sentiment at the time when Curse of Osiris came out, the community was still pissed. Like, a lot of the podcasters, a lot of the media was talking about how people were mad, the Reddit community, of course. And people didn't really start getting happier until Masterworks came out.
Oh my god, I just 1v1'd a guy with rockets.
Well, someone's always going to have rockets at the super. I don't know how we're winning. I am doing terrible.
No, I used my might up.
Yeah, I mited a couple guys here. I left my auto rifle in my vault, so I'm going to have to grab that next. Alright, maybe the topic everyone wants to hear about, and we are somewhat experts on, because we're probably in the top, 5% of finishers. We actually went into the raid layer blind. We all took the Monday off after. When did it come out on Friday?
Yeah, it came out on Friday.
So we literally beat it 4 days after blind. Here's my personal experience. Playing it blind made it so much more fun. I didn't think it would be a big deal.
No, it's a big deal.
Way more fun.
Because we've always looked at how to beat the raid beforehand. We watch live streams and stuff like that.
Yeah, our excuses are we're too busy to actually learn to do it ourselves, so let's just...
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, we figured out all the mechanics. The boss is definitely difficult, but we had it figured out. And it just took us... I think we did it in maybe 4.5 hours. The main problem was we were just trying the boss for 3.5 of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Which was still fun. Because when you're doing that, there's a lot of different ways that mechanic could work if you're going into it blind. And just trying to figure out trial and error, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it was well worth it. The actual raid itself. Now it is shorter. We actually did it. I think we only wiped once last week, or this week, sorry. And it must have taken a little over an hour for us to beat it. So we technically can do Leviathan faster.
Yeah, it was under an hour. It was 50 minutes.
Yeah, so it's not bad, and there's a lot of options here for us to work with. The mechanics are pretty fun. Especially the boss. Like, everyone needs to know their job. And without spoiling too much, we can definitely talk about spoilers, but everyone needs to know what's going on. Yeah, it's 2 weeks.
It's organized chaos.
Pretty much.
That's what it is. It's organized chaos. As long as everybody knows what's going on, just listening for callouts and stuff, you're constantly moving, you're constantly running and shooting around. It's a lot of strategy and I don't know, you have to be a good gamer. It's hard to carry somebody through that, in my opinion, right now.
Yep.
GaleGhost, what's up?
Yeah.
Hey, you are in the podcast. Please introduce yourself, Gale.
Hey guys, it's Gale.
Legitimately late. No, this one's real. I'm not making it up this time.
We're in the middle of talking about the raid layer. Do you have any comments?
Raid layer? Well, I actually really like the raid layer. It's more like completing a set of challenges that are not based off of just shooting a sponge for an hour, which I prefer that a lot more than some of the stuff they did in Destiny 1. So
everybody talks about
plays PvP, like it's actually really the funnest thing in the entire DLC.
Yeah, and everybody talks about Argos, but I love the platform jumping in the beginning. You know, a little bit of maze in the beginning to start it out, and it kept in storyline with the prior raid and where D2 is actually heading, which I thought was awesome. It's slowly progressing, and hopefully it does develop into a more inclusive storytelling D2.
Mayhem Clash.
Yeah. So some of the complaints were still there's only one boss, but this is a much smaller raid, so I think that makes sense here. And I never really thought that was a legitimate complaint for Leviathan.
I've never really cared about number of bosses. It's more like quality of the bosses.
I feel like they're working into
if it's
something
a fun
too.
encounter.
With this smaller raid, I feel like they're working into something.
Oh yeah, there's going to be another lair that's associated with the Leviathan, like almost certainly. There's a spot open for it on the map.
Yeah, there's a...
And they sort of mentioned it during one of the last shows. Maybe I should have picked Golden Gun. Okay, alright, so next up are the verses. So the verses are the 11 guns that you can forge on Mercury. And basically, this has brought the grind back to Destiny that I think people wanted, or at least partially. So essentially what you do is you have to gather one of three, or up to three of the three elements actually, by doing public events, doing strikes, Crucible. So pretty much any activity except the raid can actually give you these things. And then once you get enough of them, you can trade them in to get stuff from Brother Vance. The verse is done, and you can forge a weapon. What do you guys think so far? I know a lot of us are almost through them, or through them, actually.
I beat all 9.
I am almost there.
I mean, one of the biggest complaints with D2 was there's no grind. What's the point of me playing? I'm just doing a strike just to do a strike. Now the grind is there, and I love every single minute of it. It gives me a reason to do strikes. It gives me a reason to do public events. It's glorious for me.
Chad, what do you think about the verses? You're probably the one who's done the least number so far.
Yeah.
Is it a pain
I don't mind them
now?
because now I feel like I get something when I do a public event besides finishing a flashpoint. There's good reasons to play heroic strikes, right? I like playing strikes, so.
Yeah, this has been my reason to do strikes. So now I finally Crucible I think gives less of the items than strikes do. So go ahead and do strikes if you want to get them done faster. And, as long as it doesn't feel like a chore, because you play the least. So if it doesn't feel like a chore to you, then it probably doesn't feel like a chore to many of the
No, because I think for players like me, the fact that you don't have to play this game 150% of the time in order to finish everything, you're fine. I don't have to get on every week in order to be competitive with you guys.
Yeah, and I'll say the three of us just sailed through these. Three of us are gonna finish all of them this week, which is the fastest you could do it. The weapons themselves are not that great. I'm actually using the auto rifle right now, which I think is one of the better ones. I think the Saint 14 shotgun's good. Any other ones?
I am not in love with any of the weapons.
Yeah, so if you get Masterworks...
The hand cannon is good?
I don't mind the hand cannon.
The
It's
Jack
not
King
best,
Queen
but
hand cannon?
yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Is that the first one you get?
It was one of the first weeks.
Yeah, it was the first one, yeah.
Or the scout rifle was the very first, but then I think the hand cannon was second.
I haven't gotten rid of it yet. I'm gonna try it. That's surprising too, because you don't like hand cannons, do you?
Me?
Me?
Yeah, I mean you're not. That's all I used to use in Crucible. I miss it.
I know Chad's a hand cannon guy.
There used to be.
Yeah, it's tough now.
Yeah, I just got the Crimson hand cannon. I'm excited to try that.
I tried the Crimson. I didn't like it too much. But, you know,
Bitch.
If you get Masterworks on the submachine gun or the scout rifle, you know, I would go ahead and break it down to get your Masterworks scores.
Yeah, I held on to all of the guns because I was like worried Destiny was gonna be like, hey, you need this gun, like at the very end.
That could happen. Hopefully it doesn't.
So.
Okay, I did want to touch on the Saint 14 quest. There was a lot of confusion about how you got this. Bungie said it was working as intended. I don't think that it was necessarily bugged. Once you completed 5 verses, you were able to get this. And basically, there's some lore. Saint 14 is, you know, the helm of Saint 14 in Destiny 1. There's also a bunch of story that goes along with it. Now, the story itself wasn't great. You sort of just went through a couple story missions. You found a dead Saint 14. And you go forge the shotgun, which is
You ever shoot a rocket into a Nova Bomb just because? I want to blow my Nova Bomb up early and I had my rockets out.
Do you guys pay attention to the Saint 14 story at all, or did it mean anything to you guys?
Yeah, I paid attention to it. It was, I don't know, short.
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite verse, only because it actually does give more story into the deeper lore of Destiny, and I kind of wish more of the verses did that. Like, you can tell the pulse rifle is modeled after the Stranger's rifle, so I wish there was some more story they added with the other verses, like the Saint 14 quest. It doesn't have to be deep. The Saint 14 one wasn't that deep, but at least it's something.
Yeah, I think we're going to be seeing more of Saint 14, which is what most people were concerned about. So, the theory right now is we gave Saint 14 that shotgun, which he just basically gave back to us in his death, right, where we forged it. Now, we haven't seen him up until now, right? So the only way we're going to see him is through time paradoxes, which is why the name of the shotgun is called Perfect Paradox. So hopefully we actually get some good stories with cutscenes. Saint 14 is in the Osiris comic that just came out. I didn't read it, but I was able to see a couple pictures. So I think that we'll be seeing him more. Alright, we didn't talk about Masterworks Weapons, right? Did we? Nothing in detail.
Not yet.
I must be lagging.
Alright, so that came out 1 week ago.
Lagging, sucking, what's the difference?
Masterworks is essentially another class of weapon. And it's you can make your legendary weapons Masterworks. You can't make exotics. And what it does is it gives you, it's not a perk, it gives you another like improved 10%, 5% stat. Which like handling, reload speed, and it's different per weapon, which Bungie posted which ones apply to which weapons, so you can check that out. But I think Masterworks is pretty fun. I think they're dropping at a good level. What? Like,
yeah,
they're not dropping too often.
Higher.
And you know, I traded in 4,000 weapon parts at the gunsmith right away, and I think I must have gotten around 12 or 13. I now have 3 weapons that I want that have Masterworks, and a few that I don't want. And I actually have enough shards to change my 4th one. I just haven't decided yet. Which ones have you guys made Masterworks so far?
Nameless
I
Midnight.
have
Nameless
Origin
Banana and
Story.
Sins.
Yeah. Origin Story, Nameless Midnight. Sins
I
of the
have an
Past. will be
NC
my
up at
next
Long
one.
Walk.
I think Sins should be really high prioritized just because you use it for so many portions and it's almost always going to get you more than 1 kill.
Oh, yeah, I did miss that. So the other bonus of having Masterworks was it generates orbs on multi-kills. Now, it doesn't matter if you kill 2 or 4 or 5, you still get 1 orb. But, like BrewCens was saying, you end up getting orbs generated if you get 2 kills with the rocket launcher or any weapon. It makes a big difference, especially when doing strikes. We constantly have our supers up.
Yes. I love
It makes the game
every
more
single
fun.
time.
It's pretty easy to get like 30 orbs in a strike. Even just running through it. So.
Yeah. So what?
Yeah,
Are you? Are you guys going to apply Masterworks to Crucible?
I'll get to it eventually, but I'm taking my PvE weapons first.
Yeah, I'm not any good at the Crucible.
Yeah, well now that
Unfortunately, I'm in the
I
same
already
boat.
have our 2 Crucible Masterworks. My anti-up and my sniper rifle. So far, it's actually... It matters a little bit, but they're not really big changes. I think they were trying to keep it not too strong of a thing, but I feel like they should be a bit stronger considering how rare they drop.
I mean, in D1, you know, the whole premise was buy or get a bunch of stuff and do rolls until you get the perfect loadout, and then that would give everyone huge advantages. So people who played a lot had huge advantages because they had premium guns. I still think they're trying to avoid that.
yeah, that's the goal too. I think that a lot of people think it's good, but they think that Bungie just didn't go far enough. But I'm guessing that they're gonna add Masterworks armor in the future. They probably won't have orb creation necessarily because that might just be too much with the weapons. But
Yeah, it'll be way too much because you could have 5 armor pieces all creating orbs potentially.
yeah,
And that's,
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's super every minute.
So
Like,
that probably doesn't
like
make sense.
Mayhem.
Yeah, it'd be like Mayhem. PvE
I would assume they
style.
would keep it for like ability kills, like grenade or something like that. Shoulder charge
Yeah.
kills, stuff like that.
And they might be able to do like other stat bonuses as well instead. But I'm looking forward to that. And I think there's a lot to work with here with mods, with Masterworks. I think that the game's probably moving in the direction a lot of people have wanted. So I think we're moving in the right direction. I've been having a lot more fun these last couple weeks. You know, I've always been, you know, pretty rosy on the game in general, but like it definitely makes a difference now that there's a
You
grind.
shot
to
it
go
over
for.
my head.
Yeah, I definitely, I'm very happy with the update. Just so much more to do with it. Grinding and Masterworks. The raid layer is an awesome raid. Just, they did a great job on this, I think. It's feeling much more like the game it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and there's still gripes, but I think I agree. In general, it's definitely
headed in the right direction.
improved. All right, so we're
I
running.
personally think that it's not enough for Masterworks. I think it was kind of rushed. Because considering it's only stat bonuses, I really thought that the pool was going to be pretty low, pretty shallow for the kind of Masterworks you could get. And then after they posted what stats can be increased and what can't, the pool is even shallower. So I do think that they rushed it out a bit early just to let the players know that they are working on other stuff. But they also a week later said that, oh, we're gonna probably do Masterworks for armor pieces and add other stuff to Masterworks and to mods. So I feel like this is another thing that they just rushed out just because they had to put something out.
Well, would we
Maybe
rather
this
have
is
nothing?
I would rather have a fully fleshed out system, personally.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like for the $15 I had to pay to get the update, that I'm pretty satisfied with what they gave me. Between the story that I thought was well done because you could play through it once full and then run through 3/4 of it the next time, to the raid, which I like the short raid, the added weapons, the added grind if you really want to do the grind, but it's not needed. I don't know. I think they did a good job for $15.
Yeah, I think people sort of lose sight in general, but you know, Bungie sets a lot of expectations, and there's especially with Destiny 1 and how big it was. So, you know, people are gonna have differing opinions on what's worth $15 or not. I still haven't felt the need to buy a Bright Ingram. Anyone else?
Nope.
Yeah,
feel-
I have not bought one either.
No.
I ran right into that. That was such a stupid play. Alright, we're only running like 26 minutes, so we want to touch on the Dawning a little bit. It just came out today.
Oh my god.
So, the Dawning,
Yeah, go ahead.
The Dawning is the winter event for Destiny, and what they have is they added snow to every area. You know, the tower, every single planet that I've been to, at least Nessus, EDZ. I'm pretty sure it's everywhere. I don't see why it wouldn't be. And you can, not in Crucible, yeah. You can create snowballs, which do basically similar to grenade type damage, which is pretty fun. There is a cooldown on it, but in strikes it helps a lot. It slows your enemies down. You can use the snowballs to kill people. It's pretty fun. And there's also gifts. So it looks like each character you can go to Ikora. There's a present area by Ikora. You can grab one. You need to get more elements that day, and then you can hand them into a vendor for another gift, which so far we've gotten a Sparrow, and we sort of think maybe ships might be in that blue pool as well. We've all been getting different NPCs. So 2 of us got Hawthorne, I got Ikora on my second character. Who'd you guys get?
I got Hawthorne.
I don't remember who I got. I wish I could tell you.
It would be the same as Brew. What would you get?
I don't
Maybe
remember.
it was Ikora. Well, I'm thinking that the different NPCs might give out different items. And that way, you know, it sort of stinks because if you're with your friends and you get a different present, you can't play with them for that minute.
Yeah, you can't do the same activity. You can't
Yeah.
farm the same thing.
But we did find a glitch. There was the one for Hawthorne. You had to get blue planetary emblems or materials on Titan, and if you had one in your inventory, you could just put it in the vault and then put it back on your character again 3 times, and you get credit for getting 3 of the blue ones, which is really good because getting 3 blue ones would take forever. I bet you I've got 3 blue ones in the whole time I've been playing this game.
I have
we
like
finally lost
22 blues in my inventory.
What are
Takes a
you
long
doing
time
with all
to
those
get
blues?
them. Just don't turn them in.
Yeah, I don't really go to those vendors very often to turn in.
Let's not
coins.
date how much we play.
Yeah, maybe we can revisit how many hours we played next year. So it'd be like a full over a month into the podcast. We see how many we've done. There's also new engrams in the Eververse store that have specific Dawning stuff in it. Again, I'm not too interested, but you know, you could pay money, you could earn more engrams. I think there are daily challenges to earn engrams. Today's actually is play Mayhem. Yeah, welcome to Dawning. I just got it. Speak to Ikora.
Yeah, after you get the Mayhem one, it's switches to complete strikes to earn Dawning themed rewards.
Okay. Did you get a engram after completing Mayhem?
Yes.
Okay, so cool. So you might be able to get multiple engrams a day then.
Should I go turn it in right now?
Yeah, I think we're about wrapping up anyways. Let's go ahead and do that. Anything else to add on the Dawning?
I just like that they do little special events every now and then. I think it's pretty cool. I think they have a little bit of a ways to go with, you know, being more inclusive on what they do for the event. I think the snowballs was kind of cool. They actually do a lot of damage. But you know, I missed Halloween. You know, there's always like Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, stuff like that they could cash in on too, that I think they need to take advantage of.
We'll see how many they do. I think most people agree the more the better, as long as it's done well. I think Halloween was a big one that they missed. I am impressed at the size of this though, because when I came in, I'm like, okay, one map will have snow, or the tower and the farm will have snow, but every single planet has snow. And you know, compare that to Overwatch last year. Overwatch Christmas event had 1 map with snow. This year, I think there's 3 maps, but one of them is small, and one of them is the same as last year. So they only had to remake a small, like 1.5 maps. Compared to Call of Duty, they only have 1 map with snow. Not like that's the only judge, but you know, if we want to compare apples to apples, Call of Duty has 5 new weapons and 1 map with snow.
All right,
Gale,
here comes
correct me if I'm
my,
wrong, but
my
I don't think there
dawning
is
Ingram.
zombies.
There are more maps with snow, but they were already winter based.
Yeah.
You have survived.
So
So,
they're just counting them as winter maps.
yeah.
Because there are challenges to do on certain winter maps, and since there's only one map where they added snow to it, they just said, you know, any winter-based map in the pool already also counts for these special events.
Yeah. So I think to judge versus extra stuff done, it seems like this event is pretty big. You know, it's lasting 3 weeks. I'd say it's a fairly good size. And we'll have more impressions on it. Obviously, we just started and we didn't get very many engrams yet.
Grows stronger.
So we'll go from there.
This is the season of the dawning. A holiday created
All
Well,
right,
if you
Dawning
start-
Ingram
brought together to
I got a
What'd you
sparrow
get?
and a shader. Dawning Brilliant Shader and a Shimmering Ice Iris Sparrow.
Well, if you stuck with us for this long, thanks a lot. Please like and comment, and we'll see you in the next one.